So should replace Simmons with essentially Bedrosian. This spot in the order. Little flare out toward shallow center to fall in. Pujols is going to be waved in. The throw from Neuenhuis to the plate is in time.
Mike Sosa's going to ask if there was any path at all for Albert to slide in there before the baseball got to Lucroy at home plate.
Is there a question? Is there a path to the plate?
Yeah, exactly why he's running out there. I mean, he didn't really have much of a chance to slide. That's blocked completely. There's no path at all.
No.
It's got to be reviewed.
Yeah. So now remember, the Angels lost their challenges.
This will be a crew
chief
review.
one, yeah.
And I think you're going to see this overturned. Unless you want Albert to run through him at the plate, there was no path at all for him. See with that, there's no path, and he doesn't have the baseball quite at that point. A lot of times you'll see, and you have to do this now, catcher, you got to be up away from the plate.
And keep in mind, you still can run through a catcher who has the baseball.
Yeah.
You just can't veer out of the way to go get him. You don't see any of those collisions anymore because everyone's afraid of being called out.
You're seeing Milwaukee sticking around. I think this has a chance to be in a run for the Angels and still batting.
Well, Cron certainly would get credited with a single. Question is, too, did the foot get there before the tag? And that's also being reviewed as well.
Oh, and Albert's pointing up right away. I mean, there's no path. See right here. The umpires have called for a crew chief review here. This is coming from a catcher that loved to block the plate back in his day in Mike Sosa, but I think he's right here. I don't know what the call is going to be eventually, but there's no path.
Gilby, whether that is even discussed, I've seen the replay a number of times up on the board. Watch where the glove is at. Watch Albert's right foot. Goes into the foot. Now the tag doesn't apply until here. The foot's on the plate.
It's close to being on the plate at that point because it deflected his front foot on the slide.
But what I just saw there, I didn't see a tag until he got it on the hip. Now those in New York will review the entire play, not just the path.
Here's an angle right here, and there's no path. And then the slide off the foot. And is that foot on? It's real close. It looks like he might have got his top of his foot on the plate before he ended up applying the tag.
See on that center field camera, appears that the tag is just a tick behind the foot across the plate. But there's also the question as to whether or not there was a path at the plate. Didn't appear to be, obviously, since the slide went right into Lucroy's left foot.
In certain angles, it's very difficult to tell. We're watching a bunch of different angles here at the ballpark. A couple we've seen on the replay here on our screen here, it's very difficult to determine if he got his foot in there before the tag was applied. But there certainly wasn't much of an avenue or a path for him to slide into to be safe or avoid contact.
The catcher may not block the pathway of a runner attempting to score unless he has possession of the ball.
And he didn't have it at that point.
No, the foot was there. If the catcher blocks the runner before he has the ball, the umpire may call the runner safe.
I mean, what Lucroy did was perfect technique back in the day, in which he did. He had that foot there in the strong position.
And not only that, he's about 2 feet up the third base line as well.
This is what you were taught back in the day. Boy, it is so close on the tag. If that foot got in there first before the tag was applied also. And we're going to get a rolling now.
Safe. There it is. And Cron will end up at second base. Counsel, you can't argue, but at least you'll get a...
you might be saying, was he actually safe, or was it the path that was blocked?
That's what we thought. So it's an RBI single for C.J. Cron. And it's an 8-4 deficit now.
Milwaukee's pointing back to first. C.J. Cron go back to first as he go to second, because he just kept going after the play at the plate.
Well, if they're going to argue that, then they're going to have to get back on the headset.
Yeah, that's what Craig Counsell's doing right now. If they're going to bring back C.J. Cron to first base.
See, now that gets determined. I guess they did determine that while they were on the headset, because the runner keeps on running as the play is evolving. So they give him second base. Yeah. It's a single, meaning he takes second on the throw to the plate. Counsell's getting a call here, or an explanation. Well, now the MLB representative has just walked out to the dirt path with the headsets. It sounds as if maybe they want to talk to Bill Welke
and determine where actually C.J. Cron was. Should he be at first or allow him to be at second? Either way, you get the run home.
He's got to be back at first.
Yeah, you don't even really. He's got to be back at first.
Yeah, he is back at first.
Yeah. What to say? He sold it well.
Well, the way Bill Welke came out and pointed to second base, actually it was the DJ Rayburn, the second base umpire, that did that. I just assumed that Cron continued to run. You know, we're not watching the trail runner. We're watching the play at the plate.
Exactly.
So I just assumed that. And that's, you know, usually the guys in New York look at the entirety of the play and have that higher angle to see where the base runner was in relation to the play. And at least they get it right.